Welcome back to the Green Girls Bash. I am Sarah and I'm joined by Eddie and Curtis,
TheGreenGirls.com,
who are making a documentary on sustainability. It's called The Green Seed, is that right?
Yeah, the Green Sea Project.
Tell me how that came about.
It came about actually, we were watching a lot of different documentaries, just coming across like The Inconvenient Truth, and realized a lot of them focused on the problems of what's going on, but not too many on the answers.
Right.
And so we wanted to focus on like what's actually going on, the answers of what people can do to lead a sustainable lifestyle.
Very nice point, my friend. We were just talking about that exact issue before this interview, so that's great. And what amazing solutions have you found out there?
Oh, well, a number of them. With this documentary, we're focusing on energy and energy production, or actually consumption as well. So just as far as whether that's using solar panels, wind, even geothermal, we're exploring some of that. It is a cross-country trip, so we're going to be going and talking to a lot of people nationwide just to see what kind of needs they have and what needs to be filled.
There's an interesting about energy, actually. I was lucky enough to be at a renewable energy conference at the UN a couple of weeks ago. And, there's been so much emphasis on doing big, scalable technologies, and that's been kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
And there was one scientist there who was talking about, each individual house could they just had enough power for their own property, then that could solve the problem. I mean, do it smaller scale. Is that something that you found?
It is, and one of the guys that we had been talking to, they actually focus just on that, on basically box solar systems, all in one box, and that's what they do. They focus on the individual and they make it very affordable, and so there's a lot of opportunities like that, coming up.
Yep, and that's exactly what we're gonna be focusing on: traveling, meeting people one-on-one, families, business owners, small business owners, and that's how we're gonna see that smaller scale that you're talking about, meeting people like that. So that's how we're planning on doing it.
Wonderful. And apart from energy, what other issues are you looking at? Sustainability is a big umbrella.
It is a big umbrella, and so we are within our blogs at thegreenseedproject.com. We'll be mentioning a lot of different things as far as just buying locally, different types of shops, certain things that can cut down on your expenses that way. But the documentary will focus mainly on energy, just because it is a huge
one. Yep.
Yeah, it's a huge, like you said, it's a huge umbrella, and to cover everything in 90 minutes is very difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's talk about you guys personally. So let's see here. What personal solutions do you do that you can recommend to our fine viewers out here?
Well, I ride a bike as often as possible, and then of course doing all my different conserving efforts as well. There's also some
conserving efforts. What do you mean by that?
Well, I had met up with a group of people, G-Rock, and they started out focusing on greening events, and then they've kind of moved on to companies, and so they use different things, very, very simple, from using a reusable coffee cup, using your own silverware as opposed to disposable.
Much more classy too.
Very much, and growing some of your own food. There's a lot of little tiny things that you can do.
Are you growing your own food?
I am, some of it, and then I shop at a lot of farmers markets.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's the very small things that, one, it saves you a lot of money, but then also saves the environment.
Sure, absolutely. And you, Eddie, any tips there?
Kind of like around little things like, I do my banking around my house so that I can walk there. My mail, like whenever I have to drop it off or pick it up, same thing, within like a few blocks. And it's one of those things where we're used to driving, and even if it's like 3 blocks away, and I'm just making a point on like, I'm gonna walk there and I'm gonna start walking. And I even bought these shoes, that like you exercise while you walk, so that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna exercise. Yeah. It's something like that. Yeah, and then I have those grocery bags so that I don't have to use either plastic or paper. I just bring my grocery bag, and just trying to find out about even more things that I can do, and making sure I recycle, and just every possible little thing that I can do. Same thing, farmers markets. So
very good.
Yeah.
Anything that you should do but you just can't bring yourself to do?
Probably the driving thing. It's one of those things, but I'm becoming much better. So working on that.
Well, very well. I wish you the best of luck to young,
You too.
enthusiastic people, and I look forward to seeing your documentary. It'll be great.
Thank you.
TheGreenGirls.com.